money story and coming from lack is what's on my mind this morning. And I'm musing on if saving is a coming from lack mentality. What would you say? Because it's ingrained in our collective, it's ingrained in our society that it is that we sit on money, maybe from pirating times, I don't know, but we have this weird saving money mentality. And if I think about this, what comes to mind is it's been ingrained in our collective because when we do die and pass away, the taxman then gets more. If we have a big pot of savings, 40% of it will then go to the taxman. But we are believing that we are saving for our children, saving for the future, saving for this retirement, only for them to change retirement rules, tax rules, and then if we've got a big lump when we do die, it goes to the taxman. So saving for who? Saving for what? Saving for, we've been taught, I think, unconsciously to save for the taxman. The taxman and politicians get more if we save. Because it then, when we die, it goes. Not to the children, because that needs to be given to them before. But there's some weird thing about they're not sharing with the children. It's really interesting to me to think about. And I'm wondering how you approach saving money and whether that is a coming from lack mentality. Because I was speaking to one of my local friends, let's say, and I know she came into a lot of money when she inherited a house before somebody died that she cared for, and this is then hundreds of thousands, but she had lived a very kind of lower class. I don't really know much about the classes either, but is the type of person that when you see her, oh, I can't afford that, I don't have any money for that, I don't have any money for this, I haven't been on holiday in 5 years, I don't have any money for that, I don't have money for this, I don't have money to do my house up, I don't have money. Every time when you see her, and she will live on basic food shops and buy cheap stuff, and is presented in the world as if you look at her and you think, yeah, she doesn't have a lot because she buys all the cheap stuff and she doesn't have money for this, that and the other. Which is really interesting. And then told me a few weeks ago she'd won £10,000 from the National Savings people, that she'd won a draw and she'd suddenly won £10,000, which was great, and she felt really good, and At the time, she still owed me £100, by the way. And was really happy, and she was like, I can get you your money, la 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 la. Then a few weeks go by, I totally forget about the money, and then when I next see her, maybe it's 3 weeks, a month later, it's the same story again. There was a workshop coming up, a couple of £100. This guy that lives usually in Holland, and his things are thousands of pounds. It's amazing. So this is a once in a life opportunity to get this weekend thing in England, really local, for £200. I'm like, that's an amazing deal. No brainer. Yes, please. And her response is, oh, 200 quid. Oh, I don't have that. I don't have any money. I don't have that. I can't afford that. I don't have this. I don't have that. And I'm like, 3 weeks ago, you won £10,000. The year before that, you got a couple of hundred in inheritance. Like, what happened, right? And I'm thinking it is just the habitual programming that then is used to, because she so always says, I don't have anything, I don't have anything, I don't have anything. Whatever comes into her space, she still thinks, I don't have anything, I don't have anything, I don't have anything. Where this money goes, I'm not sure. Whether it is, then that needs to be saved for the children. That needs to then be saved for this. That needs to be saved in case disaster strikes. So it's put somewhere, and then the mentality is, I still have nothing, I still have nothing, I still have nothing. And I'm like, yeah, but you do have at least hundreds of thousands of pounds there. What is it for? What is the savings for? And I just think it's really interesting how we think, how we're programmed in terms of money and finances. And for me, saving for a disaster, a rainy day, what happens if, is also really coming from lack. I'm there going, my savings are for this great opportunity where this master teacher that's usually in Holland, thousands of pounds to see him and go to one of his workshops. I'm like, 200 quid, that's what my savings for. This is a great opportunity. And usually if I put my money into myself, my progress, my self-education, that money usually comes back to me and builds and builds and builds and builds, because it's like, yes, injected in, and it's on the yes cycle, and it comes back, and I'm like, yes, more for this. Whereas if I'm sitting on stagnant money for a disaster, I'm like, you're just waiting for that disaster to happen, and then you're going to go further and further and further down the hole, and then all you've done is save your life for a disaster and then get really upset about that. Like if there's this, because we're in a relative reality, for me there's always both sides. So yes, there is that possibility, but there's also this. What are the savings for? Are they not for joyful things? Are they not for things that come along that you're like, yes, I need to do this. Okay, this is a £5,000 self-development course, but it's about coaching. I am so into this. It's 6 months. I'm going to do that. Yes to that. Yes to that. Yes to that. Yeah. And for me, there's a lot to do with rewriting your money story, because there's so many unconscious beliefs from mum, dad, growing up that we kind of get to look at and be aware of. Certainly for me, once I'd done my money story process, rewritten my money story, noticed all of my habits to do with money, things completely changed in my financial world. And to the point where you do your money story and you've got the same amount of money in the bank, but your consciousness has shifted about it. And for some reason you can then receive. You are grateful for what you have wholeheartedly, 100%. Nothing has changed in your world apart from your perspective has broadened and your feelings towards it have lightened and lifted. And then after that, I was ready to receive, and all my abundance came in. I was like, oh my goodness. It even changed in the course, but the number in my bank account hadn't changed. If that makes sense. But everything changed. It's like that friend of mine that's got a couple of £100,000 but still says I don't have anything. Therefore, she doesn't have that. It's not being used to benefit her life in any way. She's not grateful for it. It is just, it's not there. It's non-existent. Therefore, money-wise, it's not in her system. She's not holding it in her capacity. It's being pushed over there. She still says she doesn't have anything. And I'm like, that is such a money story missed opportunity, because as soon as you own that, then it becomes generative and she could make more and be happy and be light and be free. But at the moment it's heavy, depressed and hard, and she's still, really struggling. It's so interesting. So just food for thought today, really, to think about your money story. How do you think about money? If you want to do the money story course, you can do. I have a guided video program where you would go through the exercises. I've got a video series online course, and you follow along the videos, you do all the exercises, and you can rewrite your money story. So if that is something that you wanted to do, send me a direct message so that you can put your energy into really profoundly changing your life. when I was super, super grateful about what I actually had, it then doesn't matter. The numbers are irrelevant. It really is. So funny. And certainly in spiritual communities, there is such a sense of, if you're a shaman or working for God, spirit, that you only take what you need. You're not allowed to have more than you need. But I question that and ask, well, is that selfish? If you just have what you need, is that not a little bit selfish? Because you're scraping by, you just about got what you need. There is no sharing. Somebody else comes along, you can't share. You don't have anything else. You don't have anything more. All you have is what you need. Therefore, you can't be generous and you can't share and you can't give. If you have more than you need, you've got plenty to give to this person, give to that person. Oh, I've got much more than I need at the moment. I can give this to charity. I can give that to her. I can give that to him. I can be generous. I can give this away for free. I can offer this service to somebody. Absolutely fine. That's fine. I can give discounts. I can give. If you've got an overflow of what you need, that means you can share. That means you can be generous. It's not a problem having more than you need because it's very generous. It is then what do you choose to do with that? If you just have what you need, you can't share. You are not a generous person. That is, for me, I'm like, whoa, isn't that a little bit selfish? And most people go, oh, no, it's not selfish just having what you need. I'm not taking any more. I'm not taking more from who? There is an abundance of everything. It is about sharing. If you've got more, you give it to the people that don't know how to access that. Show them how to. It's very, very close and very selfish to say, just take what I need and I don't share my knowledge or my wisdom or I can't share anything. Sorry. It's quite closed. And for that to be a religious and a spiritual habit, can't have much more than I need. No, because that would be too, that would be selfish. I'm thinking, is it really? Just means you've got more to give. And it is maybe the part of them that goes, once I have more and I've got more to give, then what happens if I don't want to give it? And then I'm going to feel guilty for taking it from me. But the truth is, if you have more for yourself, you have more to give. Money story, hey? If you want to change your money story, if you want to really shift your consciousness to live in abundance, for me it's essential, especially if you work for yourself, if you've got your own business, if you are self-employed, if you're an entrepreneur, any of those things, essential. Change your money story because it will change your business and it will change your life. And it makes you happy. No matter what you have, you're like, yes, yeah. There is, it is the inner. It's nothing to do with the outer and the numbers. It's how you are and your consciousness approaches it internally. And then it's free and flexible, open, generous. You can receive, give with lightness and energy rather than a heaviness of worry and protecting. And I don't take more than I need because, no. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Scarcity and lack, which is closed and protected, but it's dense and it's depressive at the same time. Sorry for the long video. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Money story is very important, especially if we're going to change the consciousness of the collective to do with this, because it is so ingrained in the collective in an ineffective way. What's pressed upon us and taught and ingrained in us from a young age is not effective anymore. It's not serving. All it serves is taxes. That's it. And it's nice to wake up to that. So thank you for sticking with it, and please do change your money story. Direct message me to do the course. It's so worth it. It will change your life. Goodbye.